It's 10:33. And I appreciate all you guys coming in. If you guys remember last week, we talked about SMART goals. And I'm going to share real quick with you guys the SMART goals. Hold on one second. Are you guys seeing the SMART? What does SMART mean? Is that what you're saying? Okay. SMART is an acronym. Guide your setting. Just to go over last week. Specific, measurable. SMART is an acronym. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-based, time-bound. That's what we talked about doing. And you guys are going to come up with some goals and stuff. Those of you who were here last week, and you're going to go over some of these goals. So let's go ahead and talk about what you guys have done. And they don't have to be, guys, you have goals for all aspects of your life, for your health, for your business, for your family. You have all that stuff. You don't have to share that personal stuff, obviously, with the group. But if you have some business-based ones, or even personal ones that you want to share, now would be a good time to do it. But I want to tell you another one of these. Guys, and we talked about how you need to have benchmarks. You need to break down your goals to, if I want to achieve a certain level of success at whatever it is, then this is what I need to do for it every day. And we're going to ask ourselves every moment that we can, whether you need a reminder, tie something around your wrist, or whatever you need to remind yourself, is what I'm doing working toward my goal? And if it's not, then get onto something that is. Because you need personal time too. That's not maybe working toward a goal to relax and unwind. But if you're working, am I doing something? If you're busy during work time, am I doing something that's helping me get to my goal? And if you're at home with your family and you have family goals, is what I'm doing helping me get to my family goals? So let's talk about some of these things first. Well, actually, first thing I want to talk about is the month of December. You guys set a FRI record in December for the most ever done in any month. Summer months, any kind of months, usually, obviously, summer is the most busy, but you guys set the record for total deals in a month for all time. So I appreciate that. You guys were awesome. Fantastic work. So you could be very proud as a group, and individually, you guys were awesome. All right. So there's success in that regard for sure. You guys finished the year very, very strong. Carolina, do we have goals on paperless pipeline? My goal for you guys on paperless pipeline is for you to turn your paperwork in. So that would be something we could work toward in 2022. But I don't know, Carolina, exactly what you're asking. Oh, I'm sorry. That was a direct message to me. I shouldn't have shared it with everyone, but I'm going to now. Well, now it's out there. But I don't know, Carolina, exactly what you mean. So if you want to clarify on that, either privately or publicly, that'd be great. Now everyone's very excited about paperless pipeline goals, so let's get it out there. And so we'll get on to some of you guys. Tammy, I'm going to pick on you first because you had a very, let's look at it again. You had a very specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound goal that was already expires today. So let's hear what you did. Tammy, so to share with everyone,
this big old calendar.
Okay, Tammy's goal was to block off, to become a person who blocks off her calendar to where that helps her to achieve her goals by blocking off the time necessary to do whatever it is, but she'll share that with us.
But I don't know if actual physical paper calendar is the best way. So anyway, I did watch a YouTube video on time blocking and got some ideas on that. I haven't actually done it, but I am, it's definitely on my mind every day, and I'm working on it. I've got other goals too that I'm working on as well.
Okay. So you did it.
Yeah.
And you're afraid that that paper calendar is not the best way?
Yeah, I don't know if I talked to Adul called me. I don't know if a lot of people are, when I watch different things on calendars, a lot of these agents will send people the Calendly link and let people book time with them. I'm like, I don't really get how that works, honestly, because when somebody wants to see houses, and in this market, you can't wait until next Tuesday when you've got a time block in your calendar, because those houses will be gone. So I don't really know how that all works. But what was your question?
Well, we're talking about a paper calendar, but Abdul is turning his monitor around now,
Oh,
where we
yeah.
can see that he looks like he's just using the Google Calendar, maybe with his Gmail or
Yes,
something.
exactly.
Well, that's highly recommended, and the reason for that, Tammy, is because
You can have it with you.
it's gonna buzz you when it's time to change. It's gonna buzz you. You know, you can set it 10 minutes before it's time to make phone calls at 10 o'clock, or it's time to do whatever, prospect, or do whatever it is you're gonna do. Whatever you've got your thing blocked off for, it's going to buzz you. If you've got it set for 2 o'clock in the afternoon to do something, it's going to buzz you at 1:45 or 1:55 or 2 o'clock, whenever you set it for. So I think it's great. That paper calendar is not going to buzz you. So
yeah, it's just hard for me, for the calendar to run me, as opposed to me running the calendar in a way. It's hard for me to visualize. I mean, on days you don't have anything to do, it's very easy to visualize. But on days that things, you have things to do. But I'm working on it.
Well, and that's the idea. The calendar is not controlling you. You control the calendar, so you're controlling you. And that's really the bottom line, is that you're controlling yourself, right?
Yeah.
Self-control, time management. I think it's brilliant, and it does. Yeah, you've got Tammy. I know you get busy and you do things. Obviously, you're a great agent. You're out producing and selling houses and showing houses and getting listings and doing all that stuff. But you've got to if you're not doing one of those things, you have to get back on the calendar, and that's the bottom line. That's what time management's all about. And remember, guys, I know we are service oriented. We are customer service oriented people. We need to be successful, but also set times with your people. Let them know that you have a schedule also, and that you are going to set expectations. I have some of you guys who have, as you guys know, I'm a psychologist to some of you, and I hear you. This guy calls me at 10 o'clock at night, and he thinks that I'm going to drop everything, because you've trained him that he can do that. Okay. Set your expectations up. People will respect you for it. I know you think, oh, who wants to work with someone who has, sets up? Everybody does. Let them know that you're busy and that you have a schedule, and that their time in your schedule is this to this or whatever, right? But 10 o'clock at night, nothing is happening. Nothing someone calls you about 10 o'clock at night, you can fix at 10:15 when you get off the phone with them, right? So because nobody else is out there answering their phone at 10:15, right? So let them know that you'll get back with them in the morning, right? You're with your family, or you're going to sleep, or you're doing whatever, and the next day you tell them, I was asleep, or I was, sorry, I was with my family, whatever. But and they'll learn not to call you at 10 o'clock at night. You have to set expectations for people. The hardest thing for salespeople to do is tell people no, but it's the most necessary thing to do, or they'll walk all over you. All right. And you wonder why they don't respect your time, or they, feel like you made too much money and you didn't do this or that. You guys, you've got to set expectations. You've got to set rules with your clients, just like any other business has. Every other business has open hours and closed hours. You do too. You need it for your mental health. You need it for your self-respect. You need it for all that stuff. But back to your calendar, we all need reminders of, I mean, how often do you get out there and you look, oh, the whole day is gone and I still haven't done this, and that's 3 days in a row that I've put it off till the next day, right? So do things that are going to remind you to go ahead and take care of it, so you don't accidentally procrastinate. We procrastinate enough on our own, but we don't need to be accidentally procrastinating. So you control your calendar controls you, but you're controlling your calendar. So you're controlling yourself. And that is what success takes, is discipline and self-control. And that's what it is. Because nobody wants to do the things, and I don't mean this is not a bad way at all. Nobody wants to do the things that make you successful. That's why everyone's not successful, right? Because nobody wants to do those things. You have to make yourself do them. Very few people enjoy the hard work that it takes to be successful, but you have to do the hard work to enjoy the reasons why you became a realtor in the first place, which is to make money, control your own time, that's the definition of controlling your own time, Tammy. That's why you got into this business, because I know you had a job before this, where it was a job, and you wanted to get into something where you have flexibility, you can make whatever money. Nobody tells you how much money you can make. You can make as much as you can earn. And those are the kind of things. Time management is the most difficult thing, and it's why people fail. And you guys have heard all these speeches before about this stuff. So manage your time, get on your calendar, set your blocks like what Idul's done. That's great. That's just right out of your Gmail. Go to your calendar on there and you can block your own time and do all that stuff. And Idul's phone is going to tell him if he's been doing something for too long and he's ready to move on to the next thing. Plus, he's not going to miss appointments, because he's going to set, if he's got to show a house or meet a client, he's going to set that. If they're 30 minutes away, he's going to set his timer 45 minutes early or whatever, so he gets on the road, right? So take all that stuff into consideration. And you can, and with a click of the mouse, he can drag stuff around. If he normally prospects at 2 o'clock, but he's got to do a showing at 2 o'clock, he can drag that to 4 o'clock or whatever, right? Or move it up to 10 o'clock. He can do whatever he needs to do with it just by dragging it with a click of the mouse. Tammy, I know you're somewhat technologically inclined, but if you need help with that, we can certainly.
Oh, yeah.
And Emily can help you. I
Right.
could help you with that kind of stuff because I can handle that. All right.
Oh, you wanted me to share with the group. I posted on Facebook, remember? So
Yes.
after our meeting last week, I went to the board to get open house signs. And so I thought, I'm just going to take a picture of the Orlando Realtor Real Association and then all the signs that I got, and I just posted it. And someone responded on my post that, hey, my daughter, which I had sold her a house before, my daughter would really like a house. So I got her pre-approved, and I got a client off that one post. And so I also am trying to commit to posting on Facebook a little bit more as well.
Wow. That's great. Yes, I wanted you to share that. Guys, she was not doing anything that you guys don't do all the time, just running around doing errands for her business. She posted that just to remind people that she's in the business and that she's out working. And it just triggered something in someone's mind. It's all about timing. You guys ask all the time if mailers still work. I can tell you, I recently bought this house and I got all kinds of mail, as you guys know you do when you change your address and you get new resident at whatever, you get all these coupons and this and that, and this and this. And you know what? I've used 2 of them. I'm probably going to use another one just because they hit me at the right time, right? Stuff I would normally just throw away. They hit you at the right time. And so do mailers work? They do. If you hit someone, most of the time people open their mail right over the trash can, right? And most of it goes right in. But if they see a mailer from Tammy or whatever, mailer from one of you guys, and their daughter just told them yesterday that she's going to be looking for a house. They had their daughter in town for Christmas and she said she wants to move here and they've been talking about it. Oh, you should talk to Tammy and see what, or talk to this person who I don't know, but they sent me a thing and I've got her number right here, and it looks like she sells a lot of houses in this neighborhood or whatever, right? So those are the kinds of things. It's all about timing. And if you're on there, if you're doing that twice a week, like you should be, Tammy, post to your business page, copy to or share to your personal page, post on your business page 3 times a week, share at least once to your personal page. Guys, there just came out, a bunch of stuff just came out about interest rates, right? They're going to rise 3 times in 2022. Get out there and educate your people, okay? And it might not be, they say that that's going to happen. We don't know for sure, of course, but we're sharing articles. We're not out there necessarily saying this is what's going to happen for me, trust me. And if I'm wrong, whatever, but we're sharing articles, right? And put on there, just when you shared your personal page, guys, if interest rates are going to go up, now would be the time to buy. And if now's the time to buy, now's the time to sell, right? Because people can buy more while interest rates are down. They could pay more for your house. So, all right. That's awesome, Tammy. Yes, I love that. And that is what happens when people know that you're an active functioning agent and you're out there working.
And actually, when you do something like that and you see the results, it's kind of like I used to never believe that you could get customers from an open house. And then when you go do an open house and you actually got a buyer, you're like, oh my gosh, this actually does work. So
yeah, Yeah,
It reinforces it.
there's a reason. I tell my son that all the time. There's a reason us old folks are the way we are. Things have worked for years and years and years and years, and a lot of them still work. It just, they've changed a little bit. But Tammy, what I love about that also, Tammy, is you're out there showing people that there's more to it than just walking them in a house and writing a contract.
Right.
You're out there hustling. You're out there getting open house signed. There's stuff that goes into that. So from an industry perspective, it makes me happy to see people doing stuff like that, that there is work behind the scenes for these things, not just, I love when you guys post this, so don't get me wrong. I love when you guys put on there your videos of showing a beautiful house on, showing my last house of 2021 and all this stuff. And look how it's a beautiful pool and all this stuff. It makes it look very glamorous, and it is at times. But I love that you're showing the work that goes into, that the work that goes into being successful, the work that goes into getting customers and doing all that kind of stuff. And the work that goes into, if you get their listing, you're going to be out hustling and getting open house signs and do all this stuff. And this is why you don't want to list it yourself. There's work involved, right? So behind the scenes stuff, not just showing up at closing and picking up my $14,000 check, right? There's a lot more to it than that. So, all right, guys, awesome stuff. Anyone else have any goals they want to share? And while we're on that, maybe there's social media related goals. Anybody else have anything they want to share?
I do.
Hi, Stella.
So I get all my leads from social media, even if they're like people I know or family members. These usually somebody else closer to them that is also a realtor, maybe somebody with more years of experience. But I'm there like every week posting stuff, and people call me just because they see my posts on social media. So last year I had a goal of certain transactions per year, and I missed it by a couple, but it was pretty close. And I think what I missed last year was that I didn't have a plan. One of my goals was to be more active in social media, but I didn't really have specifics like post this many times a week or the type of post that I want to do. So that's my goal for this year, to have more system and a plan to post every week, 3 times a week, and provide content that is more useful to clients. Instead of me, I usually post everything that I do. If I'm showing, if I'm having a coffee, if anything that I do, I post it. But I want to provide content that is more to educate people, to give them tips, things like that. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that's
awesome. And I've seen your stuff on social media, and it's great. Guys, right now, and you're, Stella, you're a younger person, and that's a little bit of a battle for you in a lot of ways, because people just think you're inexperienced, and you really have to fight that by putting a bunch of stuff on there that you're super active, and turn your youth and energy into a plus rather than a minus, right? Whereas someone like me would use experience and try to beat you with that, because because you are young and energetic, and your posts are great, and the stuff that you put out is more technologically advanced than what I would put out probably, which is awesome for you. But you guys, we talk about the why you do it. Why Stella? Why Stella? Why would I deal with Stella when I could deal with Natalie, okay, who's been in the business longer, right? And Stella, you've got to have a reason for that. And in your youth and energy and all that stuff. But if you're hitting social media harder than she is, if you're doing all that stuff, then you're going to look busier than she is. You're going to look more successful. You're going to look whatever. And people want to work with people who are successful. And so I don't care if you guys have one listing or one buyer or whatever, get it out there. Not that you have one listing or one buyer, but get it out there that you're doing stuff, right? If you are meeting with a contractor to help someone fix their house, it's not the most glorious thing to do, right? But it's great because people out there are seeing, I'd like to sell, but I've got so much stuff here to do, and I wouldn't know where to start tackling it, and I just need some help on that. And they're going to see you out there doing that. And all this stuff is subconscious, it's subconscious stuff, but they're going to see that, and they're going to they're going to watch your video, and then they're going to scroll to your next video. You guys get stuck on TikTok and Instagram videos and Facebook videos and stuff like that. You start scrolling down those things, and you're going to see more stuff that Stella's done. And that's what you guys need to get that out there, not just the glorious stuff and the the drinking coffee and stuff, which is great, but the other stuff, right? The work part of it too. And so that's great. But no, I love your Stella does house showing. She walks around the house showing, showing another home today, blah blah blah. Beautiful. That's great stuff. Get all of your stuff out there. More stuff than what you're already doing. Keep it coming, because yes, one out of every 75 Floridians has a real estate license. Everyone has someone closer to them than you are that has a real estate license, but they want to work with someone who's out there doing it. And if Uncle Mike has a real estate license, but he's not really active, or I can't see that he's active, then I would rather work with somebody I know this is the biggest decision that I'm going to make. Plus, I probably have another half to my relationship, a partner of some type, who I can't just say, oh yeah, Uncle Mike's going to handle it. Well, I'm not even like your Uncle Mike, and he seems like this Stella is a lot more active, right? And
Yeah.
I'd rather work with somebody who's out there doing it, and not some old guy or some young nephew that you have that doesn't know what they're doing. Go ahead.
Every time I'm in like a social setting, people come to me and say, hey, you're doing great. You seem pretty busy. How's the market? And without me initiating the conversation, because I don't want to talk about business if we're in a social setting. But like, people come to me all the time and talk about it because of what I post on social media. And I get referrals from people I haven't worked with, just because they're a contact of mine in Instagram, and somebody asked them if they knew a realtor, and they haven't worked with me, but they refer me those clients.
Right.
And I wanted to share something with Tammy, or like everybody. I use this planner, and I don't know if you can see it, but it has time stamps. Like, if you want to write it instead of put it in the Google Calendar. And it also has a to-do list, and it has even a little watermark for you to count your glasses of water if you want to. But a planner like this, where it has a time blocks, is very useful for me to keep me organized and to keep me hitting all my to-do items for that day, for every day. So this works very well for me.
What brand is that?
I got it on Amazon. And what I like is that it also hits my personal goals, like exercise, water intake, and my meals. It's called the Self-Care Planner.
Okay.
And I got it off Amazon. And it has a monthly and a weekly section where you set up your goals for your month and your week, and you set up your intentions.
Great. How many deals did you get off of Facebook?
I pretty much every single one, I think.
How many did you do last year?
I got 12 last year.
Very good. That's one a month. Good.
Yeah, I got 12 last year, and I got referrals from people I haven't even worked with.
And guys, now's the time to get these too, because some of these people, I know that it's always been a thing to overcome. And you guys, hopefully you're getting some off of your family, but it's always someone else's family has always been a thing to overcome, family and friends. Hopefully you guys are doing deals with your family and friends and keeping those. But now is the time when a lot more buyers are coming from out of state, and they don't have a relative in Florida who's a real estate licensee. So now is the time to get these on social media. Now is the time to hit some of these. And guys, you can solicit other markets and stuff as well. And if you want to hit New York and California and where all these people are coming from, now would be a good time to target markets, right? So think about that as well. But I love that the videos and all that kind of stuff. I don't know why more of you guys aren't doing that. It's very, very simple. Even if some of you I know are are self-conscious about the way you look, even though you're lovely people, you're self-conscious about the way you look, just show the property, do it from a point of view, right? Where you're showing yourself walking into to a property and showing the property. You don't have to have your face on there if you don't want to. I think you should. All of you are just absolutely lovely, but I think you should. Yes, Romina.
Good morning to everyone.
Good morning.
I just wanted to share what I use, which has been working really good to keep notes with all the clients, especially when you get people contacting you through Instagram, which is the major lead that normally I get more people in Instagram. So it is really hard to, keep track of every single person that writes to me. So I do have a program that I do on my tablet. So if you see, I can, I take a picture, a screenshot, and then I send it. So let's say this person wanted to have information about this this house that I posted on Instagram. So it is called Notability, and it's an app, Notability. I purchased that on my Apple store, and then you can keep track. I don't know, can you see it? I don't know if this, yeah, okay. So every single of this are clients, right? And if you see, you can search by name, you can search by whatever you wanted to search, the last person you put. So you take pictures, you post it. If somebody writes a text to you, you don't want to forget, you automatically screenshot it, send it to that app. And then it's easy to search, easy to use, and it's very, technology, pro technology, whatever. So
What
if
is
you
it
work,
called? What
it
is
is
it
called Notability. I'll show you. I think if you see here, hold on.
Well, we're not going to be able to see that. Is it Notability? Notability?
Notability, you got
Yeah.
it, exactly. And that's, you get it, you pay, it's not even expensive. You pay one time for the app, like $4 or $10, and that's it, one time purchase, $10, I think it is. You can color, write, take pictures, post it, etc. So it is really, it's a nice way to keep you organized. And to keep track of my clients, also, I use something that is free that you can also download on your computer, and it is called Airtable. Airtable, you keep track, it's like a CRM, exactly. CRM, and then you can it keeps track of the money that you make in commission, clients, everything. You can set it
What
up.
is that? What is that called again?
Airtable, and it is free. Airtable, AIR
Oh,
table, all together, one word, Airtable. I'll put it on the chat. And that is another nice way to keep track, and obviously, yeah, hold on, I put it on that thing. So those things are the ones that I use. Last year, I had a lot of people reaching to me from Instagram, YouTube channel that I made. I'm not a camera person, like Ryan said. It's for me, it's really hard to show my face, because I don't know, it's not easy to do those videos, but then I ended up doing
videos, and they're amazing. So you're great.
Thank you, Carolina.
They're great.
Thank you. So that's another thing that I did. I started, like I told everybody, but last year I said I'm gonna start making more or closing more deals. I wrote 15 contracts. I closed 12 out of 15. The other 3 are for this year. So I'm putting my goal for this year to be able to close at least 24, because if I did 12 this year, I know I'm gonna be able to close 24. So that's gonna be my goal for this year, at least 24.
Awesome. So that's great. I appreciate you sharing that goal, because here's what I'd like to do. So what your plan for hitting your goal? you know what your success is. You put out a certain amount of videos, you got a certain amount of clients, you wrote a certain amount of contracts, you showed a certain amount of homes, you did all that kind of stuff to do the 15, right? So what I'd like for you to do is to break down how many of these do I need per month, right? How many videos and posts and all this stuff are going to bring how many clients, and how many clients are going to bring how many showings, and how many showings are going to bring how many contracts, and how many contracts bring how many closings, and break it down to what you need to do every month, every week, every day, and how you're going to get those clients if you want to be successful. Otherwise, we can throw a number out there and just hope we hit it and say, well, we did well last year, we should do better this year. That's true, but break it down to where you're doing that, and you know each day what you need to do, or each week, or whatever, and then go to your calendar and say, this is what I need to do on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, or whatever days you're doing those kind of things. So just if you've got to break it down into time periods to where you're going to be, you're going to be successful. You can't not be successful if you're doing the things that you need to do, as long as your markers are correct. So that is awesome. And congrats on that, guys. These videos are working, and like Romina said, you don't have to be the star of the video. Romina, you can look around at your screen. I don't know about your screen, but I can see 25 people right now, and 8 of us have our cameras on, and 2 of us get paid for it. So Emily and I are on the clock. The rest of you guys, let me see how many people are in here right now. 29, only 6. So 27 of you agents, and only 6 of you have your cameras on. So a lot of people aren't comfortable with their camera. Some people can't because they're doing other things, but a lot of people aren't comfortable with their camera on, okay, or all the time anyway. But you don't have to have your face on there. I think it helps. There's Carolina. I goaded her into it. You look just like the lady behind you. There's Byron. Thank you, Byron. Byron's a model, though that doesn't count. So you guys get out there when you do your videos and stuff. I would like to see your face. Especially if you're out with clients, obviously you're made up, or gentlemen, you've got your hair combed and all that stuff. Might as well get on there. You're not going for a model of the year. You're trying to be professional, get your face out there for business, right? I mean, look at Carolina. Seriously, guys, look at Carolina's background. That is a professional yet fun. That's who you get if you're working with Carolina, her background. And she looks just like that in the foreground too. So I don't know why she's hiding, but that's what you get when you do it. And Carolina, I saw your post, guys, just so you know, if I'm on your Facebook, I see your posts, and I do read them and look at them. And I saw Carolina's the other day, maybe it was yesterday, the days all blend together, but here's what you're going to get if you work with me: fun, energetic, professional, blah, blah, blah. Right. And I saw on there, fun was one of the first. I think that might have been the first word you used on there.
I use coffee, mascara, and real estate.
Yeah. And so she guys, that's branding. Those red glasses are branding. She is branding herself as a certain type of realtor. And that is genius. That's a why Carolina. Why should I work with Carolina? I don't even know. I just like her. Right? Why Byron? Why should I work with Byron? And maybe Byron's the model realtor, whatever. I want to work with somebody handsome, whatever it is. But everybody has their thing, or Edul also the handsome thing for him too. So why not, right? So brand yourself, stand out, and do that stuff if you can. Otherwise,
I have a question when you get a chance after. So I hear that you're saying that, but I don't know if others feel the same way. So I do a lot of different things on social media, and I do well, and I have a lot of customers. My whole issue now is trying to manage my clients, which I appreciate Romy, her feedback. It's just like I feel overwhelmed with all the contacts, and sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, gotta call this person. Oh, I gotta do this. So I'm gonna basically take Tammy's advice to set up to block off some time for myself, because I feel all over the place, which then feels like I'm not accomplishing stuff and all that good stuff. But the other thing that I wanted to ask that you talked about, I see videos on Facebook, Instagram, right? And then I'm like trying to compare myself because they're like all these professional pictures with music and this and that. And I'm like, oh my gosh, am I not doing that? Should I be doing that? Should I hire a photographer? Should I do it? Like I'm all over the place when it comes to that, because there are some really, really cool videos in the background and this and like all this professionalism. And I just do simple stuff. So I wanted to know what people do to get those like professional pictures with FRI in the background and then the music and then so I don't know if there's a specific way that you're supposed to be doing it to brand yourself. Like with me, I like to be fun. I like to be myself. I don't know if that's making any sense, but I'm not like with these beautiful pictures and professionalism. I just do my thing. So the question that I have is mainly, is there a specific way that you're supposed to be doing this social media? If, it's just, I'm like all over the place with the social media stuff.
Are you getting much business from your social media?
Yes, mostly all of my businesses, social media, friends, family, past clients, and now I'm working with I have a Zoom meeting at 1 with Zillow, and so I'm like all over the place, but I'm not. I feel all over the place with all this stuff. So I just feel like I need to get organized and just do one thing, but then I'm afraid I'm missing on this or that, and so it's crazy because it's busy.
I know how you feel and you might need an assistant.
I have some tips for your social media. So I actually have a major in marketing and I'm certified in social media, even though I haven't applied it like I'm supposed to. But people want to connect with you because you're a human being. When you see these curated posts and like perfect pictures, in reality, people like it looks pretty, but people don't relate to those things. So the most important thing for you will be to be consistent. So if you're out doing your business, whatever it is, like doing a showing or picking up signs like Tammy, just take a quick video or a quick picture and save it on your phone. And then schedule for you to post Monday, Wednesday, and Friday or something like that, or Monday and Wednesday, whatever you feel more comfortable with. And then you go back to those pictures that you already took the week before or the days before. And that's how you get content for your social media. But you don't have to be elaborated. The most important thing is for you to be constant, and people want to connect with you, not with like perfect, unattainable picture that probably people just pay for that picture and it's not actual their picture. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So just stay consistent and do what's easy for you. Just take pictures and videos on your phone and put it in your calendar. I'm posting Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. It could be just a picture. It could be like a quick video. And you already have that content in your phone saved.
Right. Okay. I got 3 thoughts I want to share with you on this and see if I can keep them all in my mind. One is what Stella just said is great. So if you show 6 houses to 2 different clients today, you don't have to post them all today. You can post them later on. You can save those and post them, so you have a consistent thing out there, because like we said, it's about timing. And every couple of days you want to hit a new group of people. Not everybody's going to see your Facebook every day. So keep posting those things. Then they'll look back at some of your old stuff if they're interested in your services. Second thing, don't be shy about who you are. And so you are, first of all, let's talk about 2 things. One is, it's just like lying. If you're trying to be somebody you're not on social media, it's like lying, and you got to keep the same story up all the way through. Your best thing is just be yourself. You know who always tells the same story? People telling the truth, right? Those people with consistent story. And when people actually want to work with you, they're going to meet you and they're going to get to know you, whether you want them to or not. They're going to get to know you, who you are and how you are. And you want to be the same person you came across as on social media. You don't want to be a fraud. So they want to work with you. They wouldn't have called you in the first place. They're going to get to know you because they're going to look at houses with you, or they're going to meet you in a listing appointment, and they're going to get to know your style and everything else. But if you're telling them the truth up front, you're advertising yourself as you are, the lady in the red glasses and the coffee and the wine and fun and everything else. That's who they signed up for, and that's who they want. All right. Another thing along those same lines, Carolina, your personality is that of a salesperson. You are fun. You can sell, right? You could sell anything to anybody. Okay. A lot of times that personality is not the best with the organization. Okay. Those two things do not go very well together in general. We have some very organized realtors who are not super productive because they're not salespeople, right? And you have to be a salesperson. And we have some super sellers who I have to beat over the head for paperwork, and who are so busy that they're probably losing business because they're not organized. So when people come to me about partnerships and so, should I partner with somebody and blah blah blah? If your two things, if your two personalities blend together and you cover each other's weaknesses, then probably. If you're the same, you're probably just going to end up fighting over who does more work and who's less organized and who's more organized. So do not be shy. If you're a salesperson, do not be embarrassed that you're not great with that. And if you're an organizational person, don't be embarrassed that you're not great at sales. Tammy, the group that you work with, one of the members of the group that you worked with before is very, very organized and very, very paperwork great. Just not as much of an outgoing person. And a lot of those people will want to take the back seat and do the paperwork. And a lot of you guys who are on here right now are salespeople who are not great with the organization. And guys, to be successful, you need to figure out a way to cover your weaknesses and be better with the organization, or just be so awesome at selling that you can afford to lose clients because you're not keeping up with them. So if you're so busy and that you're so happy with what you're doing, you probably wouldn't be on this call right now. Even those of you who do great are on this call because you want to do better. So find a way to cover your weaknesses. And if that's with CRMs and technology, that's great. If it's getting some help, like Tammy said, an assistant or something like that, that's awesome. And if you're doing great and you can afford an assistant and you really want to work your way to the next level, that's great. I would recommend that. If you can't really afford an assistant and you need to just get better, then use some technology and get yourself better at organizing leads and organizing customers, because that's what you need to do. You need both to be successful in this business or any kind of sales business.
You can also hire the transaction coordinating companies as well to do that. It's hard for me. I'm such a
Well, right. And you're turning that over to someone, and now you're risking your 5-star reviews and stuff because they're dealing with somebody else, and who knows exactly what you're gonna get on that. And I recommend that if you're too busy, if you're great at organizing and you're too busy to set up the appraisals and the inspections and that kind of stuff, then I recommend that. But what we're talking about right now is CRM type stuff and keeping up with clients and all that.
Oh.
And that is something that you have to do, or get a partner who is going to share in your income. But may well be worth it. So that's up to you to decide that. Yes. I'm just reading the chat here. Awesome. That's what I call trade. Give what you know how to do, but give it another who can do it better, faster. Yes. So also, guys, Emily is in the chat right now. Hi, Emily. Emily can help you with your social media posts as well. Stella, awesome stuff. That is fantastic. Sharing with that. And I think you're right, Stella. I think that overproduced and over stuff looks like you bought it. And if you're out there being yourself, it looks authentic, and it is authentic. And you don't have to pretend you're somebody else later. So I really like that. And I love what you're doing, Carolina. And I love the branding that you've done. That is a professional but fun headshot behind you. And it's just how you always are anyway. And when they get to know
Thank you.
When they get to know your personality, it matches perfectly, right? because you are professional and you are fun and you know what you're doing, and you're going to be entertaining and successful in helping them find the house that they want, right? So, or sell the house that they have. So that's awesome. Good stuff.
Absolutely.
So anyway, this has been very exciting.
But I won't show you my desk right now in this office. It's a mess, so I won't do that.
You know what? And Carolina, that's exactly what we're talking about. I can look at your headshot and know that you have a messy desk somewhere.
Oh my gosh.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Anybody, do you guys agree?
I was digging through paperwork to see how many sales I had last year, whatever. I'm like, whatever.
Just go into the MLS and do market reports and put your number in, and they'll all come up. And you put your date range.
Okay.
No, let her dig through her desk for hours and hours and hours. Carolina, that's exactly what I would expect you to have is a messy desk. And yes.
Let me just work, get some sales. I'm good.
Yeah.
Yes, it's hard to be fabulous and organized, Carolina. So yeah. There you go. And there are people out there, guys. If you're not like Carolina, that's perfectly fine. Be what you are. If you are a more of a quiet expert, but you have to be something though. You have to be something, because there has to be a why me, why Natalie, why should I use Natalie if I could use someone else? And Natalie has a ton of reasons she'd be happy to tell you, but Natalie knows that about her business. And if you don't know that, you need to get that out there. Why should I use you instead of my Uncle Mike or my nephew Susie or niece Susie, whatever? Why should I use you instead of a relative? Why should I use you instead of the old guy across the street who's been in the business 30 years? Why should I use, not that makes you old, but why should I use anyone in particular? And why should you use instead of someone else that I know, someone else I'm closer to? And you've got to have a reason out there. And a lot of that is going to be reminding them you're in the business, like Tammy just did with her open house thing, which is of no significance whatsoever. In fact, if I were all of you, I'd be driving to my local realtor board and taking a picture and saying I'm getting open house signs, because it makes you look busy and it makes you look successful and it makes you look like you've got listings and you've got stuff. And who gets open house signs? Oh, I don't know. People who have listings, people who sell houses, right? So that was a brilliant post, Tammy, for someone who didn't even think about posting.
Doesn't know what I'm doing.
Doesn't know what she's doing. That was a brilliant post. And that's the kind of stuff that you do. I wouldn't even have thought of telling you to do that, but you thought of it on your own. You thought, we just talked about this. I'm out working. I might as well post something. Brilliant. And it's usually, guys, it's not usually on the first one. It usually takes a while for people to realize that you're in the business. To think of you like Stella's friends think of her, come up to her at a dinner party and say, oh, how's real estate? They think of Stella. That's a great sign, Stella. Everyone thinks of you as a realtor. When they think of you, they think of realtor. When they think, what can I talk to Stella about? Oh, she's in real estate, right? How many of you guys, the first thing people would talk to you about is real estate? If not, then you're not getting your message out there enough. So get it out there. That is great. Great stuff, Stella. I'm very proud of all you guys. That you guys have been great. Keep working. If you don't have your goals yet, keep working on your goals. And you can contact me. I'm not doing another goals session in particular. That will be the focus of a meeting this year. But if you guys want to contact me individually with your goals and what you're doing to get toward them, I'm happy to help you guys. That's what I do. I want you guys to be successful. So hitting your goals is part of that success. So if you need personal individual time, I'll be happy to do it. Emily's there to help you as well with your social media stuff for some of you who have questions about that. Stella was nice enough to share some stuff today. Awesome stuff. And I love seeing you guys' videos. If I'm not on your Facebook, friend me or something. I'm on Instagram too. Not very often because I'm old, but I'm on Instagram too if you guys want to look me up on there. So and I think I'm Ryan Langley 9 on there. That's how old I am. So you guys just let me know if you have any questions. And we're doing great things at the brokerage. We will be doing awards this year, so you guys will be getting awards. We'll be doing a ceremony assuming that things get a little bit better with this. I mean, once everybody gets COVID, I guess it'll go away a little bit. So I will be doing awards as well. You guys have any questions or comments? None?
Melvis didn't even say anything today, did she?
She's typing. She just wrote a message in the
Oh.
chat. She must have laryngitis.
I'm sorry. No, I've been keeping quiet because I have Safe Light replacing my car window that exploded. So I have been in and out the meeting. So, but I have been hearing great things. This was actually a really good meeting, like every week, but it was very valuable to me.
Oh, I love it. Anytime somebody says, actually, this was actually a good meeting.
Well, sometimes, well, because there was a lot of participation. A lot of times, some weeks, you know, there's just a few that talk, but today, a lot of us, except me now, talked, and that's good.
Maybe that's what made it a good meeting, Melvis. I don't know.
Maybe I need to be more quiet.
Never. It's not a meeting without you. All right, guys. Any other questions or comments? Anything? You guys were awesome. You finished 2020.
One more tip.
Yes.
So if you don't have an Instagram account, make sure you open one and you can link it with your Facebook account. So everything you post in Facebook automatically posts on Instagram as well. A lot of people are on Instagram and not on Facebook, or Facebook and on Instagram. So that's an easy way to post in both and just not do double work.
Yep.
Question, Estela, this is Ida. Do you know where do I go to link? Because what I post on Facebook does not go to my Instagram. I know that but I told that since I have a Instagram business and personal, only one could be chosen. Is that correct?
Yes, so you will have to have a business linked to your business. However, I've been having issues with the link. It seems like my business is posting to my personal. So I'm still trying to figure that out. But I do it backwards. I post on Instagram and then it goes to Facebook.
Okay, let's see if that will work.
It goes to your business page on Facebook?
I've been having issues with that lately. It's been going to my personal.
Okay, but
whatever.
Yeah.
As long as people see it, people see more things on my personal than my business account on Facebook.
Yeah.
Like for me to people to see my Facebook post on my business account, I have to go and like my post so it shows on the board. I'm not very good with Facebook. I'm more like on the Instagram side, but I do make sure it's linked and that it posts in both. However, it posts as long as people see it.
Crazy. All right, thank you.
I'm still trying to figure it out, sorry.
Yeah, it's just been puzzling, trying to figure this out, and then I have to do something else.
Try backwards. Try post on Instagram and have it repost on Facebook.
But it will go to the personal.
Make sure your settings on Instagram. Let me go and see what's the path. So you go to settings and then account and then sharing to other apps. And you're gonna see Facebook. And then you can click to.
Okay, go ahead.
You can click to share to your stories and your Instagram posts. I think I'm having issues because I'm always posting reels and that's not posting correctly, but you can just post videos and regular videos and pictures and it will post without a problem.
So, but is it working for you to select your personal and business account from Instagram to post to your Facebook personal and business? That's supposed to be how it would work, but right now it's working for you from both Instagram accounts to just go to the personal account in Facebook? Is that what you're saying?
you can only link it to one account. So
To
I
one,
do
all
have,
right.
yeah,
Yeah.
but honestly, as long as I post on Facebook, I think I get more engagement from my personal Facebook account than my business.
Yeah, that's the classes that I have taken in the past, way back, what, we seen us studying this almost 5 years ago, that since that is the account that you created, you know, from the beginning when Facebook started coming out,
Yeah,
you have the most followers, then you should leave it like that as
yeah. Like
because that's
I only
most-
use social media for my business and what I think people is gonna like. I share things when I go out, when I'm in a restaurant and things like that. But I don't care to share like political stuff or so I don't care if it goes to your business or personal account as long as the people that follow you sees it. That's the most important thing.
Correct, correct. Just keep it neutral because you don't want to talk about stuff like that. So that's how I keep it neutral.
Yeah, I don't care who I sell to. I just want to make the transaction. I don't care about their
Right.
beliefs or anything.
All right. Thank you, Stella. Have a great day for sharing on everybody else. All right.
Hey guys, I put on here automatic cross posting. On your Instagram app, tap the camera, tap settings, tap share your story to Facebook. And if you have multiple pages, it'll come down here and tell you, it'll pick out your linked accounts, and you can pick which one you want to share to your
Where do you
profile.
go, Ryan? Where do you go?
It's on your Instagram app.
Uh-huh.
This is from facebook.com. This is share crossing. Facebook owns Instagram. So obviously they're compatible, and you just open the app, tap the camera, tap settings, the gear, and then tap account, tap linked accounts, tap Facebook, tap share to, and which account you want if you're trying to pick out an account. If you have more than one Facebook, if you have a profile and a business page, which all of you should have. All right, and I put the link to this in the chat. To this
All right.
page.
Thank you, Ryan.
So you can just click on that and have it on your own computer there, so you don't have to see where I'm scrolling. All right. All right, so yeah, I put it in the chat there if you guys want to do that. It's pretty easy to do. Now, Stella, you're doing that for posts and stories, and the stories run as reels on Facebook?
I've been having issues with Reels not reposting on Facebook.
Okay.
So I always, every post that I post or every video, reel, whatever it is, I share it to my stories as well, because some people don't see the post, but they go through stories only. So every post I do, I repost it to my stories, and I also try to repost it on Facebook. However I can do it, as long as it shows on Facebook as well. That's what I try to do.
Okay. Fantastic. Fantastic. All right, guys, any other questions or comments?
Thank you. You're a fantastic leader. Thank you for sharing and for leading these calls.
Oh, you bet, guys. A great job, great input by all of you guys. Really appreciate it. Really, really good input from everybody today. I'm very happy for you guys. I think you're going to do really, really well. Set those goals, break them down to benchmarks. How are you going to get there? It's great to have goals, but how am I going to get there? And it's what I'm doing right now, productive in reaching my goals. And so I'm going to release you to go do your goals, go hit your goals, guys. Thank you very much for coming out.
you,
We'll see you
Ryan.
next week. We have in 2
Well-
weeks on the 26th, we have a continuing education on an insurance class, which a lot of you guys have questions on insurance and roofs and what are we doing for insurance? What kind of stuff do I need to do? How new does a roof need to be? Where can I find insurance if the roof is too old, et cetera? A lot of those questions are going to be answered on the 26th. And then, and we've got something in line next week, which I don't know yet. So we'll come up with something good. But if you guys have any questions, comments, classes you'd like to see, let me know and we'll get them up for you guys. All right. Thank you, everybody. Contact me if you have any stuff you want to talk about toward hitting your goals or anything else. All right. Bye, guys.
Thank you.